So if you could see it, in the first 15 seconds, it was a split step. I had a little slower motion, a little faster motion of all the points of his split steps. And there's split steps, you see how the recreations do it and how the pros do it. So I'm gonna go over why they do it, and then the difference between a recreation split step and a pro split step. So, or a high performance player split step. So a split step is used for, and you see this both in basketball and football, it's a part of changing direction, right? So initially, whether we're teaching, beginning adult players or just adult players in general, and beginning players, kid players, right, young players, you tell them split step, and they split step just to split step. Well, what's really the point of the split step in the ready position? Well, people think ready position is just so you can turn to either side and go out and hit the ball. No, ready position is for the split step, because the split step is universal. I brought up football and basketball. And in football and basketball, wide receiver, they use it to change direction and go catch the ball really quick, right? In basketball, they have the 3-point, right? Where I can do, the 3-point stance where I can do anything, right? And so I can step. And so you see this. Also, they can change direction really quick. So beginners, we teach a split step and they just hop in place, and they sometimes don't see the point of it. So I like to point out it's going to help you push off in either direction in the future once you get to it. Now also, beginners, we tell them to split step when they see that their opponent's making contact, or while their opponent's making contact with the ball. So that's just to get used to split stepping at the right time. Now as you get more advanced, a high performance player, they're going to split step automatically, one, because we taught that when they first started, but two, because that's when they identified or recognized where the ball is going. So now when they split step, they can push towards that direction, which is why you see pros teach split and then turn, because naturally you're going to turn and pivot off that leg to get to the ball, right? So that's the difference between a beginning player and a high performance player in regards to the split step. Now there's another difference, okay? And this difference, this is why I showed Federer in the beginning. I'll slow down and I'll try and show a slower version of it. I posted this one on Instagram, and people loved it because they don't realize how high Federer jumps and how he uses a split step in his movement. So the pros, when they do their split step, they really sometimes cover ground with their split step, right? And you actually don't see it. So go back in the beginning of this video and watch Federer, go look at the pros and see if you can tell the difference between the split step and the side shuffle, because a lot of times it's combined in that footwork and it's one smooth motion of footwork, right? So you'll see him, he hits his ball and he goes, and that split step is used to move back, right? Or they'll go side shuffle, and then that split step is part of the side shuffle. And so at the highest level, it's used that well, and it's that blended with the footwork. Now, the other reason, besides just the ground strokes, the split step is even bigger for net players, and this is the biggest reason I see players struggle at the net, because people try to they stand there and then they just react to the ball, which is fine if you're doing a brace for a pace volley, right? But if you're looking to attack the volley, a lot of players go and they use a bunch of steps and then they try and step at the last second. Well, there's too many steps. So now you're trying to think about walking. When you're walking, if you're trying to walk and then all of a sudden stop at the last second and stick, and catch something, or in this regards tennis, where you're walking and stick out a racket at the last second, the timing is going to be really tough. But if you go, I made a video on Edberg. I've made a couple of videos on his split step. I'm going to show Jimmy Connors right here. Again, at the most advanced level, they split step, and they even do head fakes while they're in their split step, or body fakes, to get the player thinking that they're going to go the other way, and then they cut it off. So you'll see that with Jimmy Connors. But if I just do a split step and a step on my volley, right? Split. Now I'm balanced up and I make one step. The timing is way easier, right? And we already learned when we split, we make a noise and we make a step. So you should hear that step at the same time you make contact. And that's how you get your timing down. So that's just really quickly a video on a split step. You know, I haven't really seen this being taught. You know, I wasn't taught it, but looking at the pros and learning and you saying, all right, you know, this is why they use it, it makes more sense than just a coach saying, yeah, you know, split step because you have to change direction. If you know, like, all right, split step is the same as basketball and football, and it's really going to help me explode to either direction, and it's actually a part of my movement, so it's going to help me go backwards and forwards, and it makes more sense, and hopefully you or your student or your child will be more willing to do the split step. Okay, till next time, guys.